Hey folks, this is Price is Wrong, and I had a video request. Somebody wanted to see me do a 113 with my my Monolith fleet, and I know a lot of people these days are using Zelos, and quite honestly, that might be the better way to go. But still, I'm going to go ahead and show you my build and how I drive them, and maybe just show you how to drive Monoliths. See how it goes. Tell me what you think.
Welcome to Battle Vortex.
Alright. I guess the first thing that I need to do is go ahead and pull out my Monolith fleet. This is my my Gridiron Monolith. This is my main tank. Typically, with Forsaken missions, I can do about 5 or 6 113s. There's people that can use the Zelos instead and basically do instant repair on the map every time, and then just keep going on and on and on. And obviously that's not the case for me, but I actually enjoy driving my Gridiron Monolith and my Monolith fleet. I know a lot of people don't like it because they don't like the accelerate portion of this. It's kind of the there's basically like an accelerate feature on here, where if you look on here, let me see, max stop time 1.5 seconds. So basically if you stop for 1.5 seconds, you have to start your recharge all over again, which takes 5 seconds. It takes 5 seconds to get all the way up to the 150% combat speed and the 50% turn speed. All right, so they don't call it accelerate, but it's basically the same thing that was on the Apollos. But anyway, my Monolith fleet, I actually do have them slightly armored. I got the 2 charged armors, the MN and X. I loaded up with the Siege Mortar Ds. I do have just a single Gale on each one of my Monoliths. That's just to help with, you know, an occasional mortar. If it needs to back up my Gridiron with some mortars, or if it needs to, they need to stop mortars from falling on themselves. I mean, they can sort of kind of do that. With the 4 boats in there, that's for those Gale ones, so they do pretty good, I think. I do put the hydraulic resistors on there. Quite honestly, it's probably really not necessary. I think if you went Speed System 5, you'd probably be fine. I was kind of expecting there to be some kind of concussive, you know, torpedoes in there from the torp towers, and there are torp towers in there, but they don't seem to shoot any more or any torpedoes. So go figure. Garrison Battery MKX does turret defense and explosive damage, as well as the building damage. So it's definitely the special you want to have on these fleets. Reactive armor, just in case missiles are a problem. You definitely want high resistance for your penetrator defense. I'm at 96%. Viscosity regulator, again, it's just more splash, 50% splash. High yield warheads, that gives me the 30% projectile speed, 60% splash, and then more building damage. And then finally, explosive system 4, which actually is less spread, so it's more focused damage, so which brings up the DPS, basically kills the target you're after a little bit quicker, and then 62% splash on that. So if you look at my whole fleet, or the whole ship, my splash is up to 222%. I think it's pretty solid. My Gridiron, I've got 4 Phalanx on there, and I've got the 3 Gale 3s, and then I've got the 1 Harrier missile in there just for spot and range, really. I did put 2 C1Xs on there. There's only 3 armor slots. I put 2 of the C1Xs and 1 C1M. That's mainly because I'm more worried about this here getting hit by rockets than I am it getting hit by missiles. We have the Agility 4 on there, MX3 alloy, evade upgrade, solid fuel booster 3 for the range, frontline countermeasure system, which quite honestly should be on any tank, and again the hydraulic resistors, which you probably didn't need. Speed System 5 probably would have been good. So anyway, now that you see my fleet, let's go ahead and get her launched. We'll go out and do a 113 real quick. So we got one right here. Hopefully it's good to go. The 113s do have a lock spawn point, so a lock spawn, so it doesn't really matter what angle you hit them from. They're going to. I'm not getting any points for this. I already done my Forsaken missions this week, so yeah. So this is pretty much just for this video. All right. So the first thing, obviously, most people probably follow the same pattern where you pretty much just go counterclockwise around the target. And I'm going to do the same thing. There are a few fleets off the map, as you'll see. I do like to start off simply by stacking. A lot of this, you don't actually have to drive too much with the red circle, worry about that red circle too much. But one of the first things I like to do is actually tell all of my, this is to me the simplest way to drive these things, is I go ahead and tell all of my remote ships to come over here. And yeah, the grid is in there as well, but I mainly just want to keep these guys out of range of these turrets. But now I can go ahead and select number 1 right there. So now I've got just the Gridiron selected, and I can drive him all by himself and just let the other ships go. Now, if ever I need to re-engage these ships, I mean, obviously I can do that, but... Uh-oh. Yep, already screwed up. Told my ships to go too far away. That's okay. Now, another tactic you can use when driving your monoliths, because a lot of times you do want them to kind of be staggered, you can use the shift click and do waypoints. Okay? If you hold down your shift key, you can basically just choose the path for all of your ships to go. See how I have them all selected? And basically, they're all going to stay in that straight line. Now, if I want them to bring them back together, then I just don't do waypoints anymore. But I don't want them to stop. I never want them to stop too far, because if I let them stop too far, then... too long, I'm sorry. If I let them stop too long, then that's going to be problematic. I do have the longer range on my missile, as you'll notice, and so I can actually kind of use that when my ships are stacked right here by just going straight up. See that? I just use that, and then obviously my mortars are all going to shoot that same range. There are some ships coming in up top here, so I'm going to go ahead and head them off. Alright. Now, at this point, what I can do is just go ahead and pick the next point. So I'll go ahead and tell all of my ships to come here. Again, like I did earlier, but this time I'm just going to grab my Gridiron again, drive it separate. Now, I understand the Zelos properly built will take a lot less damage. Basically, I'm just trying to get my speed up on all of these ships at the moment. And doing the waypoints again. Now, if you don't mind trying to be patient, you can let these rhinos here get wiped out. There we go. We'll just go ahead and tell all the ships to come this way, and again, I'm going to drive my Gridiron. Sometimes you can't avoid taking some damage, so you just got to make sure it's managed. You just manage the damage as best as you can. Nope, something got me. Alright. Go forward with the grid. Go ahead and spot again for my... Now, another tactic with the remote ships, I always try to get as many volleys as I can in the air, and to do that, I basically stop at the yellow circle. That's your max remote range, right? The yellow circle. So with that, if you, as long as you're back as far as you can be with that, and still make contact, you can basically maximize the number of volleys you get in the air. You see right here? There you go. Now, I wanted my remote ships to come this way, and I'm going to show you why in a second. It's mainly, again, it's about getting the max remote range, right? So the yellow circle needs to touch this building, all right, because that's the one that manages all of the, right there. It needs to touch that building, and then this building over here. But I want it to be closer to this building, because this right here will be the first building it shoots. But as soon as the smoke drops, then it'll start shooting at this building. But let me go ahead and do this real quick. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, you don't want to go up too high, because you don't want your range, you don't want to get within rocket range of that, because that will make short work of your tank. So let's go ahead and get it this way right here. There we go. That's first, and then it comes this way, takes out all of those rockets, and now it'll come this way. Alright. Now, the torp tower is really there just to stop subs. It doesn't really have any torpedoes that come out, so there you go. That's a 113. That's how I do a 113. Okay, that was weird. I'll go ahead and show you the damage. Alright, so it says 28 minutes. I guess 40 seconds of that is just a little... Right, there you go. It's like one coin. So it's not instant. If you can do it instant already, I don't recommend you make any changes. To me, I feel like the monoliths are fun to drive. And I don't know. I'm here for the experience. I want the experience, the intended experience that Kixeye has. And I kind of feel like that aids me in doing what I do for the community, you know, understanding the intended experience. But anyway, with all that said, that's all I got. So that's the 113 video, and I hope you like it. If you want, you can share it with your friends. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. I'm on twitch.tv/price_is_wrong. Love to see you in the chat sometime. If you have another request for a video, please let me know. Thanks very much, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
The price is wrong, bitch.